Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
A raid by ICE agents in Hamden is drawing strong words from local leaders who say they are working to support the families affected. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Annette Montgomery. Now, in just the last few hours, dozens of community members and witnesses came together to share what they saw and what they're still fighting for now after the raid.
Fox 61's Victoria Anderson is live where the raid took place and has more details on what happened.
Yeah, here are the numbers we know now. We know at least 7 people were taken from this car wash behind me in Dixwell Avenue in Hamden. As you can see inside, the lights are off, the doors are locked because officials say they took every single employee in this building and even one customer. Officials tell us that the devastating part of all of this is that 2 of the individuals taken were parents and they left their 2 children behind. If you come for one of us, you come for all of us. That was the chant that echoed through today's press conference from local officials and advocates alike. One woman said she heard tires screeching and saw at least 10 masked men in unmarked vans entering the car wash. As eyewitnesses described the raid, emotions in the press conference room were extremely high, including those of State Senator George Cabrera.
They were working. They weren't committing crimes. They weren't part of a cartel. They weren't pedophiles. All the lies that we've been fed from this administration about what they're doing and why they're doing it. They were working.
And as we mentioned, there are 2 parents that were involved in this, and officials are working to find their children temporary placement. So we will be keeping you updated on anything as things develop. Reporting in Hamden, Victoria Anderson, Fox 61.
Victoria, thank you. Well, the memorial continues to grow in New Britain for the 11-year-old girl whose remains were found there this week, Jacqueline Torres Garcia, who went by Mimi. The memorial is located on Clark Street in front of the abandoned house where her body was discovered. And you can see how extensive it is. Dozens of balloons, dozens of plush toys, dozens of candles and messages. People just continue to stop by and pay their respects.
I brought Mimi a little plushy toy to give my prayers for the family.
You know, it saddens me sometimes too, like, that it took this for, you know, a community to get together. But that's so you know that the community is there when you most need them. Yeah. And may she rest in peace.
And this Friday, the community is coming together in a planned event at the New Bright Plaza in New Britain. The memorial is set to start at 4 p.m. 3 people have been arrested in Mimi's death, including her mother.
A Washington mother was arraigned in court on murder charges today in the death of her baby son back in June. Sadie Fleming and her 1-month-old son Hudson were reported missing on June 8th. Police found her later that day hurt on a road, and Hudson was found off the road near a wooded area. The baby was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Investigators and DCF have been looking into this incident for the past few months. Court documents say Fleming has a history of mental health issues, and records show Fleming believed people were after her. Police say she told them she took her son and then took off. The chief medical examiner says the baby drowned and this was a homicide. Fleming is currently being held on a $2 million bond and is due back in court November 7th. Well, this afternoon, a woman is dead after a fire earlier this morning in Torrington. Crews were called to Marvin Street around 8:15 this morning. Officials tell us there was heavy smoke and flames coming out of the home. And once firefighters put the fire out, they say they found 52-year-old Michelle Cullen dead inside. Right now, investigators are looking into where the fire started, what caused it, and also what caused Cullen's death.
Well, the family of a New Haven 15-year-old shot and killed late last month is calling on their neighbors to put down the guns. Police say a 13-year-old pulled the trigger that killed Caden Phillips. Officers found Phillips unresponsive on the ground near Butler and Bassett Street on the night of September 27th. He later died at the hospital. The 13-year-old was charged last Friday with murder and carrying a pistol without a permit. New Haven police say they've arrested the 13-year-old before, but they didn't say what for. Phillips' family gathered with reporters to talk about youth gun violence.
Caden told me last year that the boys who had been bullying him from the past couple years were now carrying guns. Imagine hearing a 15-year-old say that. And scared, feeling powerless, I knew I couldn't protect him. Having to tell him he can't go to certain places or hang out with friends, not because of bad choices, but because it wasn't safe. But never did I imagine my grandson would be murdered.
Now, the family also says Phillips was more than a student and an athlete. He was a brother, a son, a grandson, and a follower of God. The family is calling on all parents to check their children's phones, look in their rooms, and in their book bags. Now, the Office of the Inspector General has ruled law enforcement officers were justified in using force against the North Haven man who barricaded himself in August of 2024. Neighbors told investigators they could hear gunshots coming from Robert Mazurek's home on Cloudland Road on the night of August 19th. A SWAT team and 3 officers from different police departments were in a standoff with him for several hours. Officials tell us he threatened to shoot them multiple times. The situation escalated at 5:30 the next morning when police deployed a chemical agent into the house and Mazurek fired at the officers. Law enforcement fired back. No one got hurt. By 9:10, Mazurek surrendered. The Inspector General says the officer's force was necessary in response to his repeated and ongoing use of force against them.
Well, instead of putting on a thick fall sweater this week, you might decide to reach for lighter attire.
Yeah, still going to be breezy, but the sun is coming out. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank is here with the first check of the forecast. The sun helps no matter what.
Better late than never today. We are finally seeing a little bit more breaks in the gray. There's been shades of gray for the last several days. We can actually see some pastel colors here as we get closer to sunset. Right now in the New Haven area, 61 degrees. And again, I would say we were seeing breaks of blue, except it's more of those pastels because the sun is going down. We do have cooler temperatures, but more sunshine as we head into the day tomorrow. So it's a bit of a trade-off, and it's still going to be breezy. We need to settle in and get used to this wind. It's not going anywhere. We still have gusts up to as high as 20 to 30 miles per hour, and tomorrow will be similar. Tonight, the wind will ease up a little bit as we head towards daybreak, but similar to today, I think the winds will increase in the afternoon. Low temperatures will be around 40, and high temperatures tomorrow only in the 50s, but with blue skies. Your full forecast is coming up.
Rachel, thank you. The young man acquitted in the murder of 17-year-old Fairfield Preparatory School student Jimmy McGrath was back in court today. Raul Valley was acquitted in July on the murder, first-degree manslaughter, and first-degree assault charges, but the jury was deadlocked on other lesser charges. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules is in Milford with more on what happened in the courtroom today.
3 months after a partial verdict, the state has charged Raul Valley with lesser offenses, including first-degree reckless manslaughter, 2 counts of first-degree assault, and 1 count of second-degree assault. Raul Valley was back in court, this time without legal counsel. He says he's still searching for an attorney to represent him.
I'm requesting more time, please, to seek counsel. Financially, my family took a big toll with the last court proceedings and stuff, so I need more time to find counsel.
Have you or your family been searching for an attorney,
yes,
sir?
Extensively, yes.
All right.
The judge agreed to give him additional time to find counsel.
Monday, November 17. Do you know if that's a good date for you, sir?
Is there any way I can get more time, please?
Right now, I'm satisfied with that timeline.
Valley was acquitted of murder and first-degree manslaughter, as well as the intentional assault of 2 other people at a 2022 house party in Shelton. Valley's defense during the trial revolved around self-defense. He claims he drew a pocket knife during a violent assault in which he was attacked by more than 10 people. The prosecution argued he showed up to the party armed and looking for a fight. The father of the victim, 17-year-old Jimmy McGrath, and their family attorney Mike Rosnick were also in the courtroom.
Whatever it takes to get to justice, we're in it together. We have confidence in the state's attorney's office, and we look forward to that day whenever it comes.
McGrath's father, Kevin, says they're in it for the long haul as they continue to fight for justice.
You know, our goal in the end is just to hold the person that took my son's life accountable.
The judge told Valley that with or without counsel, he is expected to appear back in court on November 17th. In Milford, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
Thank you, Alicia. We'll take a look. Stanford police have been looking for 13-year-old Catherine Muniz Rojas since last May. Officials tell us they believe she could be with the man you see here. Now, there is an active arrest warrant for 21-year-old Jose Mija. Investigators did not say what they will charge him for, but Muniz Rojas was last seen walking near Stanford Mill River Park, and we're told she has also connections to West Haven. If you know where she or Mija could be, contact police.
Well, firefighters needed to pull a street sweeper driver out of the vehicle after they got into a crash in Norwalk last night. Officials tell us a street sweeper and a construction vehicle crashed on I-95 South around 10 o'clock. The street sweeper driver hurt their leg. We are working to learn how the other driver is doing right now, and the investigation has been handed over to Connecticut State Police.
Developing now, Hartford police tell us they found and arrested the man who crashed a car into the side of the Old City Steam Brewery downtown. Right now, information is limited, but here's what we know. That crash happened early this morning on Main Street, and while there is a suspect in custody, police have not released his name because they said up until this point, the man has refused to tell them who he is. We'll keep you updated as this develops.
One person was taken to the hospital after two cars crashed and one caught on fire in New Hartford. It happened just before 11:30 this morning on Litchfield Turnpike. The Canton police chief said two Canton police officers were just seconds behind the crash when it happened. An officer used their fire extinguisher to put the car fire out. The chief also said one person was pulled out from their car, and we're working to find out how serious the injuries are.